and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone. I'm so excited to be back, y'all. I mean, it seems like it's been forever. I think it's only been like 2 weeks, but I needed to sit my ass down somewhere, okay? My body hit me with the get down and lay down, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get down, because I ain't about that life. So I sat my ass down somewhere, had to recoup, and now I'm back. And while I was recouping, it got real smoky in these YouTube streets. And yeah, there's some things to talk about. And before we do get into it, if you have not already, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay? All right. Do y'all know how close I am to 6,000? Please just go ahead and subscribe. But let's get into this. Let me say what I got to say, and then we're going to get into this review. So, yeah, after I sat my down, I saw that they was fighting in the street in YouTube. And so let's just talk about it. We're here to review Ladies Who List Atlanta, and we are going to get into that, right? And I will say that I feel like the show is perfectly timed and perfectly aligned with the current events going on in YouTube. Because I feel like what this show is centered around is business, integrity, and woman-to-woman relationships. And the dysfunctions and dynamics of those things, right? I also feel like business, integrity, and woman-to-woman relationships are a major part of the foundation of some of the issues that we are seeing on YouTube. I'm going to tell you, I was not going to speak on this. Primarily because I do not do mess and drama. I don't like to be mixed up in a bunch of foolishness. I know that there are views to be had and money to be made. And as a newly monetized YouTuber, that can be very enticing. And I don't say what I'm saying to knock anybody for getting their views and money. Make your money, get it off your chest, say what you got to say about the matter. However, I don't want to be caught up in mess and drama. Partially because I don't think we've seen the end of it. I think we're going to see a lot of likeness lawsuits flying around, and I ain't going to tussle with you. Which is why I told myself I ain't getting mixed up in that. But the more I thought about it, the more the thought came to me that you don't want your silence misinterpreted as complicity. I got too many other things to do and address. I have too many other things that we have not even broached on this channel that I got to get into, and I ain't got time for that. But let me go on the record saying, to some degree, we all get on here and express ourselves, opine, pontificate, you know, whatever you want to, however you want to describe it. We get on here and we share our opinion about a matter. And in my opinion, it is one thing to have an opinion, a position, or a disposition about a matter. It is a totally different thing to manufacture a matter to have an opinion, position, or disposition on. You can't create news, okay? You can report on it. You can opine on it. You can't create news. To create news and create storylines in order to have something to talk about, it's just not okay. And if you've watched me long enough, if you've listened to me give my opinion and position on things, one thing you've learned about me is I'm not the kind of person that's gonna sit or stand with anybody just because you look like me. It does not matter to me. If you ain't right, you ain't right. And what we're not about to do is uphold a wrong in the name of womanhood, in the name of sisterhood, in the name of we black. We not gonna do that. Right is right and wrong is wrong, period. And it's not to defend anybody else. It's not to say that this person ain't never did no wrong. That's not the point. The point for me is standing for what's right. And I pray that I would never love money enough to subject another person to that kind of experience for the sake of gaining $1. And if you think it's okay, you clearly have never been the subject of this type of attack. For somebody to lie on you, for somebody to make things up, and then for somebody to disseminate these lies on a public digital platform. And one thing about the internet and social media is once a thing grows legs and starts to get some momentum, that thing is faster than a crackhead. You can't catch it, okay? You can't draw it back. It's grown and it's gone. And even though in this case, you have a content creator who has gone on record saying, I made this stuff up. And you still have people who will run with it as though this person did not say they made this stuff up. That is why this kind of stuff is a problem. It's not entertainment when you are attacking and tearing a person down. Now, what I will say is this. As for me, my house, and my channel, we will serve the Lord, okay? Does that include uncomfortable statements, uncomfortable conversations, unpopular opinions? Absolutely. But the only tea we dealing over here is the truth. And that's what it comes down to for me. The truth. Are we dealing in the truth? And if we're not dealing in the truth, then I don't want to deal. That's just across the board. And I'm not here to tell you what to do or who to watch or what to be entertained by. That's up to you. What I can tell you is what I think is not okay. All I can do is stand for what I stand for. And may God's will be done. That's all. Now, let's move on to our review. Let me first start off by introducing who the ladies are. We meet 6 women. First, we meet Kira. I'm going to tell y'all I call her Kira the Kid because she is childish, okay? But before I go, off the deep end, let's just break her down. Miss Kira is a luxury agent. She is, I believe, the youngest of the crew. She did recently lose everything in a house fire and also lost her 5-year relationship. And while I have a lot of sympathy for her and I feel bad for what she's going through, I do not like her attitude. I'm saying that up front because I know time is a commodity that none of us have to waste. And so if you are a Kira fan, I'm going to save your time, all right? We ain't got too much good to say over here about her. That's that. Moving on. We meet Miss Kiana. Kiana and Kira are friends that met through social media because apparently Kira is a little bit controversial as a realtor because she wants to be sexy, post bikini pictures and things like that, and other professionals think it's unbecoming of her as a professional. Well, Kiana is that girl, all right? I love Kiana. Kiana is that girl who believes you can be every woman. I can go to church on Sunday. I can go to work on Monday. I can take my bikini pictures on Tuesday. I am every woman. And I agree. Kiana gives me just Queen Bee vibes. She is that girl. She is confident. She is successful. She is... I just like her. I just like her. She is married. They have no kids. They've been together about 13 years altogether, I think, something like that. She has a beautiful home. She has recently started a brokerage, which is the foundation of the beef she has with Miss Robin, who is who we meet next. Now, Robin is a broker as well. Robin has been in the business for a long time. And Robin, I believe, is the oldest of the crew, but Robin is fly. Now, Robin got issues. Robin got a whole lot of issues. She definitely needs to be talking to somebody about them, but I like her because she is raw and relatable. Robin is the teen mom who is overcoming all of the odds. She beat all the odds. She didn't become the failure people expected her to become. She's quite successful, but she does not give me, I've worked on my issues. She gives me, I worked on myself and became successful, but not necessarily my issues. And so because she has such deep issues that are rooted to her childhood in terms of her mother and relationships with women, she has a difficult time getting along with the other women. She's really good friends with Crystal, who is a closing attorney. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like Crystal either. We're going to get into Crystal because Crystal's a mess. Crystal is a certifiable mess. Crystal is a closing attorney. She's very beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. You can tell she is very successful. She's very accomplished. She's also very elitist. She is friends with Robin because she feels like, and she says this throughout the show, you know, Robin comes from a different background. Robin didn't have a lot of support. Robin needed, you know, a lot. Robin had to fight for everything. To Crystal, Robin is her charity friend. She is friends with Robin to make her feel good about herself because she is friends with somebody who does not come from her background, who she would not normally even cross paths with. Like, Crystal gives me the lonely elitist who has done everything right. She has accomplished everything, checked off every goal on her checklist, but she is still unhappy, insecure, and unfulfilled, and she doesn't know why. Which is why she has attached herself to somebody like Robin, who she thinks has so many issues, isn't on her level, she's so much better than, because it allows her to feel better about herself. But let's just keep going before I get real deep into that. We move on from Robin and Crystal and their frenemy-ship. Tiffany and Tiana are the last two women. Tiffany is also a closing attorney. According to Crystal, she and Tiffany are the only two black female closing attorneys in Atlanta. That's a big deal to me. The only two, and they both on this show. There should be a whole lot of sisterhood going on, but there's not. To me, Tiffany has more of a flat personality, but she's a very real, very relatable person. She is a mom, a wife, a closing attorney, and she connects based on her real human issues. You know, that she has recently overcome her battle with anxiety. And Tiana, she and Tiana are good friends. Tiana is also a luxury agent. And Tiana gives me the it girl vibe, okay? Tiana is also a mom and a wife, but she gives me, I'm a mom and a wife, but I'm me first, okay? And she is all about the business. I'm here to make money. I'm here to have a good time. If you're here for the drama, you are not here for what I'm here for, and I don't want no parts of it. That is what she gives me, and I love it. Tiana and Kiana they are that girl to me. Like, when you talk about that girl, they give me that girl vibes. Anytime a woman is a woman's woman, she's that girl to me. So in episode 1, we see Robin and Crystal close a deal with some YouTube stars. I said, okay, big God, I see your signs. I hear you talking. All right, big God. After they close the deal, they go into Crystal's office. They're celebrating, and Robin pitches an idea to Crystal. Robin has this idea to create the biggest, baddest, all-black female brokerage in Atlanta. I think it's an excellent idea. She presents the idea to Crystal, and Crystal meets her with a lot of pushback. Crystal's first response to her is, you don't play well with other women. You don't play in the sandbox well. Let me tell you something about Crystal. Crystal is what you call a dream killer. Crystal is the kind of person who you cannot present your dreams, your plans, your anything to until they're done. The way that she went after her as a woman when she is presenting a business deal was too much for me. Now, don't get me wrong. Does Crystal have a point to a degree? Yes. The reason she has a point is because what Robin doesn't understand, Robin's thing is, I don't have to get along with women to do business with them. And yes, you do. Because business is personal. It just is. People do business with who they like personally. If people don't do business with people they don't like, they just don't. And so if you want to do business, you have got to establish the personal relationships. You can't throw one away and expect to have the other. It doesn't work like that. The thing is, nobody wants to do contentious business. I don't want to do business with you just because I know it's going to make me a lot of money, but I know it's going to be hell the whole way. Nobody wants to do that. So you have to address the issues that you have with women and having female relationships before you can call yourself going into business with women, because that's all business is, relationships. That's literally all it is. You work in relationships. Networking is building relationships. It's all about relationships. So if you have issues with having relationships, you're going to have issues in business. Why? Now, my issue with Crystal is not that she's trying to tell her this. It's her intent and motivation in how she's telling her what she's telling her. What she's telling her is not, she's not doing it from a place of, I want to help you build and I want to help you be better. She's doing it from a place of, I want to shut you down and tell you why you aren't good enough to do this. That's a problem for me. Now, Robin trusts Crystal to pull the ladies together for the pitch. Now, this is where the problem comes in. First of all, what Robin doesn't realize is Robin is to other women what Crystal is to her. And so while they have this kind of frenemy dynamic, she has this dynamic where she knows Crystal doesn't always have her best interest because she has not fixed her own issues and has not been able to establish her own relationships with women. She has to trust Crystal to pull everybody together for her. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because now you have your dream killer pulling everybody together. So she's not pulling people together to bring your dream together. She's pulling them together to ambush you with their issues. Even when Crystal went to Kiana, because we see Crystal go to Kiana first about Robin has this idea she wants us to get all the ladies together. The first thing she says to Kiana when she brings Robin up is, I have a point of contention with Robin. And the point of contention is she has some grand idea that she wants to present to everybody. Why is that a point of contention? Why is that not just, hey, I talked to Robin. She asked me to get everybody together. Are you available? Why are you presenting the get together as a point of contention, knowing that this woman has an issue with her and saying, well, yeah, we can all get together and I guess you can discuss it then. Planning an ambush. So this is how we find out that Kiana and Robin have beef. And the reason that Kiana and Robin have beef is that Kiana was going from working for someone to creating her own brokerage like Robin did. And she went to Robin as a friend and asked her if she could basically let her transfer all of her pending contracts over to Robin while her license was inactive as it was going through the process that it needed to go through for her to transition into being her own brokerage. Because she has to come from under who she's under, come from under the broker she's under, and basically not have an active operable license for a period of time, and so that she does not lose the 26 contracts that she had on the line for her and her agents at the time. She asked Robin to basically take these over, just kind of take them under your brokerage until I get all my paperwork together and I can transfer them back. The issue came in when Kiana says that Robin asked her for $500 per contract. $500 per contract as a transfer fee or an overseeing fee came up to $13,000. Now, yeah, that's kind of a problem. Now, I know that there's always a cost of doing business. However, there's a difference in collecting a cost of doing business and trying to come up on your friend. And I feel like that's where the breakdown happened. Kiana felt like Robin was trying to use her as a come up. And I mean, how is she supposed to feel? If I feel like I'm your friend and, you know, I met you through my husband and you used to date my husband's friend and we're more than just, you know, people who are in the same industry. We have connective, you know, history. We have a relationship, and you want to charge me $13,000 to hold some contracts while I get my paperwork in order? It comes across like you want to tax me for being at your level. It seems like somebody who's trying to be a stumbling block and doesn't want to help me. And that's a problem. We have to get out of the mentality that somebody entering our level is a threat to us. The reason I'm the kind of person that holds the door open for people is because you can't take what has my name on it. You can't sit in a seat that was molded for my ass. You can't have it. You cannot have it. You just can't have it. And so I don't have to keep you out in order to keep what I got. I can open the door. I can let you in, I can shake your hand, I can tell you this is how I did it, because you can't have what's meant for me. And by the same token, I can't stop what's meant for you. So the whole mentality of she won't come up here, she gonna pay, we gotta do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. We get to the dinner where Robin and all the ladies come together for Robin to pitch this idea. And as Robin pitches her idea, Kiana interjects to say, well, listen, I got an issue with you. And so I don't see myself just going into business with you because we have unfinished business. And Robin was very, very, very dismissive. Robin hits Kiana with the, okay, well, I'm sorry about that, but can we move on now? No, we cannot. You tried to charge me 13 grand to hold some papers for me. And now you want me to bring all my talents? I'm supposed to take my talents from South Beach and come play with you after you tried to charge me 13 grand and you don't want to talk about it? Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is bad business. This is bad business. This is bad business. And so while I like Robin because I feel like she's raw and she's relatable and, you know, everybody knows somebody like her, you might have some issues that relate to her. Robin is the very woman she has problems with. Robin is the kind of woman she thinks other women are. And until you work on you, you're going to continue to be that type of person. You're going to attract these types of issues and interactions, and you're going to have friends that are reflective of who you are, which is why her and Crystal are in this good cop, bad cop relationship, as they call it, because y'all are reflective of one another. So while Robin is a realer than Crystal, you're presenting the same dynamic to other women. The very thing that has Robin in the park crying at yoga because this woman is not really being her friend and is basically just using her for business and benefits, it's the same thing. And you cannot expect more from people than you're willing to give. Like, Robin got to go sit down with a therapist somewhere. Like, she looks, let me tell you something. Robin is pushing 50. I did the math. She said she had a baby at 16. Her oldest child is 32. She pushing 50. And the girl looks amazing. She's very successful in her business. She's making good money. I don't know if she had a mommy makeover, what, but it's bad, all right? You can tell she charms men. You can see she has all this going for her, but she is still toe up in here. I mean, toe up. Ain't addressed the first issue. And that's what happens when we address everything external and don't fix the inside issues. You get to be a beautiful mess. You a dressed up mess. The difference for me between Robin and Crystal is intention. And I don't think Robin means to be. I think Robin has just become the very woman she thinks every other woman is. And maybe even as a measure to protect herself. Because if this is how they are, then I got to be like that in order to keep them off me. But child, I could go on for days about Robin, all right? But let's move on. When Robin dismissed Kiana, she uses her mental health issues as the reason. As, you know, this is what was going on with me. I had a lot going on. I was not able, I wasn't in my right mind. I wasn't making the best decisions. And Kiana called a flag on the play. Deflection. She said, you're deflecting and I don't appreciate it. Two things can be true. It is a level of deflection because there was no ownership of what I did to you. It was just, this is what was going on with me. You should have sympathy for me and my issues. And this is why I did you wrong. And you need to be understanding of me. And that's not fair. That's not right. So I totally get Kiana being like, you know what, girl, I don't want nothing to do with this. And Tiffany had to really step in to say, listen, I really think y'all should have a private conversation because I have had my own mental health issues and I know what it's like to be in a place where you're not making the best decisions, you're hurting people and you don't realize it, and I really think y'all need to have a private conversation. Kiana kind of yielded to that. Kiana said, you know what, I respect that and I am willing to table this and have a conversation later, but what I'm not willing to do is pretend like nothing happened. And I get that. Like, we ain't about to play crazy out here. So after Kiana expresses her hesitations and reservations, Kira interjects. Kira steps in to say, well, you know, I have a problem too. And I have a problem kind of with Robin and Crystal because the both of you unfollowed me on Instagram. And girl, what? They unfollowed you on Instagram. Now, I'm not going to say it does not matter at all because we do know that in this day and age that it's a thing to unfollow somebody. We know. If you are watching and keeping count of your followers, subscribers, or anything of that nature, it makes a difference to you. It does. However, for some reason, she got all the smoke for Robin, and she has no smoke for Crystal. I'm going to tell you why. She's a little follower who's following Kiana, and she knows that Kiana has an issue with Robin and not so much with Crystal. And she's wanting to prove to Kiana that she is down. Girl, like... So she brings up this whole Instagram issue and she's like, you know, I noticed that both of you unfollowed me and I wanted to know what did I do? And Robin said you didn't do anything. And initially Robin said, you know, the algorithm is disgusting, yada, yada, yada. And they're, oh, you're going to blame it on the algorithm. Now I'm going to tell you that probably is a lie, but there have been times, I get on Facebook all the time and I know I liked something and my like is gone. I know I followed a page, I'm unfollowed from it. It does happen. However, it might have been a lie. But anyway. Kira goes into, no, it actually takes work to unfollow somebody. You got to go click their page and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh my God. So and she's like, I just want to know what I did to you. And Robin is like, you didn't do anything. You did nothing. It was an unfollow. Like, it means nothing. Kira starts to, you know, a lot of you older agents are, girl, what? Hold on. First of all, every woman sitting at this table is older than you and fine as hell. You got a whole lot of pressure to live up to. When you're 28, because she said she just graduated in 2012, assuming she was 18 when she graduated, we put 10 years on it, she about 28 years old. Now, at 28, you supposed to be fine. When you get to about 48, when you get to where Robin is at, to be that fine is when it's, sis, kind of bad, all right? When bad follows you all the days of your life, then you on to something. You want to pipe down if you ain't hit 30 yet because fine is in the territory. You don't know what's up the road for you, so you might want to be real slow to talk to older women all kind of way because you don't know sometimes what it takes to hold it together as you get a little bit older. Mind your mouth, little girl. Mind your mouth. So Robin is like, the hell you mean older agents? Robin had to stand up on it. Robin said, you gonna put some respect on my name because I am fine, honey. Ain't nothing wrong with being older. You better hope you look like this. And she damn right. Because Robin got a whole lot of issues, but that damn woman is fine. All right? All of them. They're beautiful women. Like, girl, this ain't the table to come to talking that stuff. This just ain't the table. You ain't even at their levels yet. You're not at the level of maturity. You don't have the level of charm. You don't have the class yet. You ain't there yet, baby. Take notes. Sometimes you are invited into an arena so that you can take notes. Sit back, be quiet, and learn something. So this whole thing explodes into an issue between Kira and Robin. And Kira is like, well, don't be in my inbox telling me I'm beautiful and then come to dinner acting like an op because I on you. Little girl, please. She is a child. I mean a complete child. She is like, you really can't even raise your voice to deal with her. This is a child. Her mama need to come get her. Send me your mama because I can't deal with you. She done took her shoes off. They got to tell her to put her shoes back on. Little girl, you ain't even at this level yet. You're just not. Like grown-ass women, we will slice and dice you and keep our legs crossed, honey. You ain't here yet. As this is becoming this big explosive issue, Crystal interjects. Crystal interjects basically to tell Robin, be quiet and let them whoop your ass. Let them just tell you off and say anything they want to say to you. And I am so glad that Robin is at the stage of life that she's at, where she's confident and strong enough to tell this girl, go sit your ass down, because you ain't no friend of mine. You don't mean me no good. You don't know what team you on. Please go sit your ass back down in your green chair that you just hopped up out of like you are Super Saver. Go sit down. You're triggered. Let me tell you something. I understood when Robin about whooped her ass. I'm going to tell you right now, I understood. What you don't do is let a person confide all of their issues in you. You take the opportunity to bring a bunch of women together. You set it up with the energy of an ambush. And then you come after they've ambushed this woman and tell, you're triggered. And just start pushing buttons to get a reaction because now you think you got an army of women to mistreat this woman. Like, Crystal is nobody's friend. Crystal is low. Crystal is condescending. Crystal is underhanded. Crystal is extremely insecure and unhappy. Crystal was getting so much satisfaction when the women were coming together to attack Robin. And when Robin came out of her bag and popped Crystal to call me triggered one more again. You called me triggered one more again, and I'm going to be trigger songs up in this. All right, I'm going to take it up. Play with me. Try me one more again. And all of a sudden, Crystal becomes the victim. Like, my thing is, was Robin wrong? Yes. Should Crystal have shut up? Yes. There's just so much wrong in this dynamic. It's just so problematic. Crystal is actually a dangerous person to me. Crystal is the kind of person that pushes a person's buttons to get a reaction, knowing she's going to get a reaction no matter how damaging or drastic that reaction is, so that she gets the opportunity to be the savior and she gets to be the victim of this person and their issues. Like, Crystal is dangerous. Crystal is the type of person who will provoke a person into doing something. Robin needs to stay away from Crystal because Crystal will cause her to catch charge. So when Crystal keeps repeating to Robin, you're triggered, you're triggered, you're triggered, and Robin snaps, Tiffany tries to interject. And Tiffany wants to remove Robin from the situation, and Tiana wants to confront Crystal to ask her, what is your problem? Like, you are literally pouring gasoline on this fire, and you are the person who brought us together. You are the person who's supposed to be her best friend, but you're the one egging this on? Like, what kind of friend are you? And I 100% felt Tiana. When Tiana got up from that damn table and spun around and left, I said, yes, ma'am. Me and my purple sequins, we was getting up out that bitch, okay? Because Crystal is the kind of person that will make you come off your chariot for her. And before you come off your chariot and dignify yourself, remove yourself from the situation. And that's what Tiana had to do. Tiana got her ass up, removed herself from the situation. She said, I can't do this because I never seen, like, who just said you're triggered? Honestly, let me tell you what I think. I think Crystal has far more issues than she lets on. I think she let us see her in that therapy session, but I think she is in some deep therapy for some deep issues. And I think you're triggered is something she has heard in therapy multiple times. And because she can't control her triggers, what she does is projects herself and projects her issues onto other people. So that she can feel better about hearing you're triggered from a qualified professional who has told you that you don't have the control you think you got over yourself, your life, or your feelings. You're projecting that to somebody else. Well, you ain't qualified to tell somebody when they're triggered, especially when you are the one pulling the trigger. Crystal, please find the first seat in hell. Thank you. So by the end of the dinner, Robin has left, Tiffany has left, Tiana has left. They can't take it. Kiana and Kira are still there with Crystal, and somehow now Crystal is the victim, and she's crying, and I don't even know what happened, and I don't know how this happened, and girl, please go to hell. That girl works my... Crystal gives me evil. That's why I don't like her. It's one thing to be, messy, to have problems and issues, but that girl is evil. She's an evil piece of work, and I don't like her. She got that one damn tear to come down her face. Like, please, please, please go to hell. Like, this entire dinner drove me nuts. I have a whole lot to say about it, and because we had to address some other issues at the beginning of this review is going to be episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to get it off my chest, and then we're going to do 3 and 4. Okay? All right. Episode 2 ends in the middle of them arguing and carrying on, and Robin about to knock Crystal's head off her block. Okay? And that's where we're going to stop, because we need to take a breath, bring it back together, and come on back and talk about the breakdown of it, okay? Because, yeah, I want to talk about these issues. There are real issues, and I don't want to just gloss over the stuff because it's important, especially to the state of relationships with women and what is going on in current events and how we feel like other women are just things we can use and destroy for the sake of $1, and that ain't cool. In the meantime, I always thank you so much for coming down here listening. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because you might be seeing these videos and you think you're subscribed and you ain't, because YouTube is just putting it in your... Subscribe. Subscribe and hit the bell, please. Okay, thank you. As always, until next time, I love you. Mean it. Bye.